哦，下去。Hey, you guys, welcome to Alex and Andy Live with Shanghai Daily, coming to you live, obviously from Shanghai, China, where it is currently 7:31 p.m. on Tuesday, April 12th. I am Andy and
I'm
this
Alex.
is Alex. How's it going?
Yep. Good, not bad, not bad. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. Went downstairs for a PCR test this morning. Not sure what that means. Did you do it in your area?
Did not. We did the antigen test, self-test yesterday. No word today, no knocks on the door, nothing like that. So I hope that's a good sign. We did have a positive case, I want to say 2 days ago, which means we were knocked back to the start of the playing board here. Not that this is a game, obviously, but you understand what I mean. Anyway, and so that means we've got at least 5 more days of lockdown plus 7 days of monitoring, which means that if all goes well and there are no new cases between now and then 5 days from now, we will be able to at least go downstairs, move around in our compound, get some fresh air, walk our dogs, things like that. And then hopefully, again, if things go smoothly, 7 days after that, we'll at least be able to go outside and at least for anything we might need and around the block. So that's the situation. You?
Yeah, we had our last case was on the 10th, so about 2 days ago. So obviously our 14 days started again on a couple of days ago. So yeah, waiting for that. I did make a little, what's it called? A little traffic light system here to show you and to show our readers and our viewers, because I think it's a bit confusing, the 3-tier system happening in Shanghai now. So I put it into colors. So if you're still not quite understanding Shanghai's 3-system lockdown, there it is. If you've had cases in your compound like Alex and I have in the past 7 days, you're the red area, which means you're currently locked down. You can't leave home, must remain at home. The second level is controlled, which means you haven't had cases in your area in 7+ days, which means you're allowed to walk around your compound, which is awesome stuff. And then we're all aiming for currently the precautionary or the green level, which means you haven't had cases in your compound in 14+ days. And that means you can walk around your sub-district. So that's pretty awesome. I think it's a bit more clearer this way, Alex. What do you reckon?
I think so too. I mean, it kind of gives you an idea. Of course, pay attention to what's happening, ideally in the WeChat groups. I assume that most of us now are involved in the WeChat groups in our local communities, and they will give you sort of the updates about when the last positive case was or the situation. Keep in touch. Pay attention to Shanghai Fabu. They are posting the lists of which neighborhoods qualify for red, yellow, or green. Obviously, we showed a video yesterday of one of our colleagues who has entered the green protocol, which means that she and her family absolutely are able to walk around just in their sub-district. Now, that's not a huge area, but it is still, they're allowed to go outside. Hopefully, if any of you are in that boat, hopefully some of the shops, stores, maybe a supermarket or convenience store or something has opened up. So that would make it easier for you to get any of the items that you might need or want.
Right, exactly. I want to welcome along today some new viewers we have from my Reports on China channel. Welcome, you guys. We've hooked into that channel for the first time today. I have some comments already coming in. Wu Zhao asks, you can see the comment on the screen there, technical difficulties? I hope not. Do let me know. Kim says, Andy, did you watch the Inside Edition report about the Shanghai lockdown? No, I haven't. Alex, have you seen that?
I have not. I've seen some reports on some US based media outlets about it. Some of the information is accurate. Some of it's a little bit, taken out of context, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, no, I haven't seen the Inside Edition report though.
I'll probably try to have a look for that a bit later on, Kim, when we're not on air. Kevin James Ng says, awesome interview with the Honest Drink podcast. Oh, I forgot about that. I took part in the podcast about a month or two ago, Alex. Have you heard of it? It's called Honest Drink.
I've not. Tell me about it.
Basically, you get drunk and do a podcast. So yeah, it was pretty
nice.
awesome. Another comment from Stephen Riley, who says, nice explanation, thanks. So yeah, that's some viewers from the Reports on China YouTube channel. Welcome along, you guys. You may also be watching on the Shanghai Daily WeChat channel, obviously, as well as Shanghai Daily YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Let me just have a look. Somebody on our WeChat group said, every night we meet you, AA. Not sure what they mean there, but welcome. Graham says, when are the restaurants and bars going to reopen in the neighborhoods that have opened? That is a good question, Graham. I know you can visit some convenience stores in the open precautionary areas, but you're not allowed to enter, so you can only buy your goodies from the door. Alex, have you heard anything on that front?
I have not. I presume that, and this is just speculation, but I think it's reasonable to expect that meeting places for entertainment, like restaurants, pubs, things like that, are probably going to be near the end of the line in terms of the things that will open. As someone who likes both of those kind of establishments, I'm upset about that as well. But at the same time, that's just kind of what I assume that we can expect. For right now, obviously, I'm still under strict lockdown and can't go out the door. But for those of us who are able to, I would just hope for things like convenience stores, drugstores, maybe supermarkets and things like that to be open. And if you can get your basic needs and some of the things you might like. I know one of the things that I was missing until I figured out a way to get some was just a nice Coca-Cola, stuff like that.
Yes.
You're not going to, unfortunately, you get some meat and vegetables, but you're not going to get stuff like coffee, stuff like that in your government packages. And so if you are in a neighborhood that's opened up, then hopefully you can go out and get some of those comfort things and sort of stock up on that.
Yeah, we do have a video to play shortly where our reporter, Zhou Shangjie, went out today to actually interview some people in a precautionary area who were lining up to buy some goodies. And actually, Alex, a lot of them did mention Coca-Cola. You're not open there.
Yeah.
I'll just read out today's numbers, actually, of the new numbers from yesterday. So actually, really good news. Shanghai's numbers for yesterday, Monday, the 11th of April, actually fell by around 10.5%. Now, it's too early to say whether that is going to be an ongoing trend, but yesterday we had 994 new symptomatic cases and 22,348 new asymptomatic cases. So still high numbers, but what do you think, Alex?
Well, we had seen a very slight increase each day over the past 4 or 5 days, and we had been hoping to see a decrease. Obviously, we want to see decreases of greater magnitude than this, but hey, it's a downturn, even no matter how slight, is better than an upturn. So it is encouraging to see. Hopefully that trend will continue in the next few days.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. As I say every night, we're here every evening from 7:30 p.m. with an update on all the latest on Shanghai's current situation. We have been fully locked down for about 12 days, but we started the show actually in the Pudong lockdown, I think. So we're about 16 days now, I think, Alex.
I think that's right. We started it on our first day was the 28th of March. So that'd be 4 days in March and then 12. So yeah, this is number 16.
Wow, we're really powering through. It's really time flies by. I'm just going to quickly show this graph. As usual, we like to see a graph representation of the numbers, especially when the numbers are moving downwards, as we see here, quite significantly down. Like I said, around 10.5% from the day before's numbers. So let's see tomorrow if that is going to be an ongoing trend. We're crossing our fingers.
Yep, looking forward to that. Happy to see it this way. Looking forward to this having peaked and moving down. So let's hope that tomorrow, of course, we can't say for sure. Nobody knows, but it is encouraging to see the numbers smaller today than they were yesterday. If we can take some positivity from the situation and so maybe some light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Hopefully that's the first glimpse of it.
Yeah, for sure. And we have another comment here from Jay in Oz, who says, best of luck, people in Shanghai. Thank you so much. Shanghai is definitely in a tough spot, a tough situation. As we've mentioned before, Shanghai, the current situation with COVID here is the worst China has ever seen in the 2+ years under COVID-19. So believe it or not, the situation here in terms of numbers and in terms of the strictness of lockdown and so on is worse than Wuhan 2020. So thank you so much for your comment. Another comment from Frankie Year, who has a lot of thumbs up. Thank you, Frankie. And Voltaire with a similar comment there from YouTube. Thank you so much for the comments. You guys do keep them coming in. For now, Alex, I'm going to put on a video which is about a new makeshift hospital in Shanghai's Xuhui district, where they have recently created 2 classrooms for students to have classes while they're under quarantine. So let's first check that out, and then we'll come back and have a chat.
Okay.
我是一位7年级孩子的家长我们看到情况，我当时就非常的担忧，我的孩子怎么能够休息？找到了正好呢，在前面值班的老师，当时就非常热心，然后呢让我统计一下，就是我们这个方舱里面所有的孩子的情况，我当时觉得有希望了。
我们现在不是躺床上看书很累，我们现在想找个地方，给他摆上课桌课椅。让这些孩子们能有一个更好学习的地方。
因为我自己也是老师，所以我刚实地看了一下里面，这个学习效率是非常高的。
小到2边呢，相对来说比较安静，而且呢采光非常好的一个教室。一组呢是从1年级到5年级的低年级班，还有一部分呢是初中的或者说高中的，这些孩子呢是作为一个高年级班。后期呢，随着志愿者团队的这个加入呢，我们可能这个课堂呢会变得更加丰富多彩一点。
See you tonight. Alex, what are your thoughts? Oh, you're on mute.
I bet. So anyway, so it's obviously not an ideal situation for the kids.
Right.
It's obviously not an ideal situation for the kids, but at the same time, it's really good that they can have a little bit of in-person learning. They can have a bit of a classroom environment. Even if it isn't normalcy, it might provide sort of a modicum of that, of them getting back to sort of the normal classroom environment and atmosphere. So I guess it's good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's also really great to see that appears to have been spearheaded by some volunteers or medical staff inside the makeshift facility. It's really good. Obviously, they've seen the need. They've seen probably a few students in there twiddling their thumbs, not having much to do. So, of course, maybe not great news for the kids themselves, but really good for their parents and their families and society in general.
Yeah, well, it's good for education, of course, as well. I mean, obviously our kids don't want to go to school. They don't want to do their homework most of the time. But at the same time, I think we can all understand that this is a positive thing, given the situation at hand.
Yes, for sure. We got some more comments coming in from YouTube. Let me see. Somebody from... I got to have some more time to read these quick comments. Actually, I'll pass for now, you guys. Okay. Too many long comments, but thank you guys so much. Keep the comments coming in. I do want to play another quick video before we come back, and I'll read those comments and see which ones I can put on screen. This video is from a man who recently tested positive for COVID-19 here in Shanghai, and he was sent to a makeshift hospital in the Lingang, is it Lingang? New area. Yeah, and he has made a vlog to show us a little bit about daily life inside the quarantine facility. It is quite touching. Just like we were saying yesterday, watching really mundane things actually has a new meaning now
Right.
under the unique situation. So let's check that out.
All right, let's see.
我和春天的约会还没到，这场疫情却和我提前相拥。从一位家人确诊，到我成为密接，再到我和其他家庭成员先后阳性，这就拉开序幕，准备战斗了。4月7日凌晨，我和家人一起经过转运，住进了浦东临港方舱医院。总体来说，临港的方舱硬件设施不错，洗漱用品、被单什么的全都有了。在这里，生活依旧。方舱里的人大多经历相似，从核酸异常到疑似，再到确认，经历过焦虑、担忧，再到尘埃落定，接受现实，最后坦然面对，积极配合。这一系列精神上的蜕变，使得这里人与人之间更加坦诚、公平、友善、谦和。这里的生活，除了每日吃药测量体温、1日3餐之外，大家正试图恢复或者接近方舱外的正常生活。这里的医护工作者也十分辛苦，面对数百人的一个小片区，属实不容易。日常的发药、测核酸、询问病情、解答疑虑，几乎没有什么时间休息。方舱是我们的诺亚方舟，医护者们操纵着这艘大船，在疫情的逆流中左右突围，冲出升天。我们正经历着这个特殊时期，面对疫情，调整好心态，以积极的姿态迎接各种变化，最终我们终将获得胜利。
Well, yeah, really insight there. What do you reckon, Alex?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, it seems like that of all the videos that have been made available of the different Fangtang Yuan. What is the makeshift hospital? Is that Fangtang Yuan makeshift hospital? Yeah, right. So that one seems like,
yeah, I think it's to do with created
the shape,
child and
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that one seems to be okay. I mean, we haven't seen all the facilities there, but at least the mood there seems to be good. We know that the workers there are working hard, and obviously the patients are going through a lot. But it's good to see that this guy in particular seems to be in good spirits, and yeah. So take the positives where we can.
I think it's good that he's with his family as well.
Yes.
I know it's not ideal for your whole family to test positive, but I can imagine going into the central quarantine site. If you're with your family or your friends, that'd be ideal. If not, you can probably make friends in there. But yeah, it's probably, I mean, we saw the other day with James, who we interviewed, that some people do return to negative tests quite quickly, but obviously it depends on your overall health, on your overall condition. So some people may be in there for around about 2 weeks. So yeah, it would be good to have some familiar faces in there, I would guess.
I got a good friend of mine who, he's from Sweden. I'm not going to say his name, but a good friend of mine who has been in a Fangtang Yuan for, I want to say, over a week now. But he got his first negative test today. And so hopefully he'll get his second tomorrow and be out of there. So if you're watching, I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. If you're watching, hopefully you can get out of there tomorrow, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, wishing that your friend a lot of luck. I do want to mention that our colleague, Emma Leaning, obviously we know she's out, but her husband was also in lockdown. So she had a familiar face with her. He got out yesterday or the day before, I think. So also good news there. We do hope anyone who's in lockdown gets out ASAP. I just want to quickly go to some comments and messages online we're getting from Facebook. Valerie donated 20 Singapore dollars. Thank you so much. And AK Lee has said, have enjoyed your videos and looks like COVID numbers have peaked, although lockdown is hard for everyone. However, it's temporary. MSM is sending lots of FF like people are starving and yelling for help from windows. Okay, thank you so much for that comment, and do keep the comments coming along. AK Lee also added, Hong Kong is with you, stay strong, and can't wait to visit my hometown, Shanghai. So yeah, nice comments coming through there, you guys. Keep them coming. I will quickly check our WeChat group. Graham asks, what about you, Alex and Andy? When are your expected release dates? Alex?
Yeah. So there was a positive test the day before yesterday, and so right now, earliest possible date where I can at least go downstairs would be the 17th. Earliest possible date where I could get out of this compound would be the 24th. So I'm back relatively low on the snakes and ladders board, but climbing day by day.
Yeah, it's the same as me. So if you're watching from overseas, I'll just bring up this color-coded system we created today to make it a bit simpler. So Shanghai is currently under lockdown because of obviously rising COVID numbers, and the city has been put under we're going to call it a traffic light system, 3 systems depending on how many cases have been discovered in your community in the past 7 or 14 days. So Alex and I are both in the red right now, which means that cases have been found within the last 7 days. So we need to wait 14 plus days, you can see down the bottom there in green, of no cases before we can walk around our sub-district. And as Alex mentioned, 7 plus days until you can walk around your compound. So this is the system. It's a bit confusing, but this is the system that's happening in Shanghai presently. So yeah, it's we're still in a crucial stage, I would say.
Yeah, we are. I'm looking forward to at least getting to the yellow part. I would really like to at least go outside, get a little bit of sunshine, and walk around, maybe run around a little bit and see what's going on downstairs. I know it seems like the weather has been really, really great for the majority of these few days, or these nearly 2 weeks now that I've been locked down.
Oh, we're locked down.
And really hoping that continues whenever we're able to get out there and enjoy the sunshine.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of nice views, I just want to quickly bring up a live view of Shanghai's famous Lujiazui financial district. That is coming to us live thanks to our friends over at Kan Kan Xinwen, which is K News. So yeah, lovely site there to look at while we're locked inside.
Yep, the iconic view of the Shanghai Pudong Lujiazui financial area with some of the tallest buildings in the entire world, as well as the Oriental Pearl Tower you see there in the foreground, slightly to the left side of the picture, which is really an iconic landmark of Shanghai, something that I feel like many of us are familiar with. This right here is the iconic Shanghai skyline that everyone knows and loves. So it's good to see that's, I mean, obviously it's still there, but it's good to see it's lit up, even if there aren't a lot of people milling about, but it's good to see it. And so we just wanted to share that view with everyone, whether you're in the city or wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, definitely a very beautiful city, beautiful view. Can't wait to get down there. Back to some comments. Voltaire says, Andy and Alex, thank you for the update. Somebody else, Wu Zhao, has asked, if you guys get into the yellow stage, do you have any shops in your compounds? Alex, do you want to answer that one?
I do not. Even though I live in an extremely large compound, my compound has 30-something buildings, each with, between 70 and 100 residents in it. So the number of people in my compound is between 2,500 and 3,000. However, there are no stores inside. There are stores right outside, like directly outside. But that doesn't do a whole lot of good if we can't go over there. And so no, the answer is no. Although I do reckon that once some compounds, now some compounds have obviously already been released, but once that continues and more people are allowed to at least go outside in their sub-district, in their general neighborhood of a maybe 3 blocks by 3 blocks. They're all different sizes, but that's about the normal size of one in the downtown area. But hopefully what that means is that some shops, we know not restaurants, pubs, or anything like that, as we alluded to earlier, but some maybe convenience stores, small shops, and things like that will open up, which hopefully will make it easier for us to get goods via delivery. So I'm looking forward to that. But the answer to your question directly is no, unfortunately, there are not.
Yeah, that's pretty much the situation. If you go into the yellow area, you are allowed to go downstairs and pick up deliveries that you have ordered. Hopefully by that stage, Shanghai deliveries will be a bit easier to secure. At the moment, it's a bit difficult. So yeah, we're just getting through and crossing our fingers. Just some more comments really quickly before we head to our mid-show video. Noel Lee, good to see familiar faces here. Good luck, Andy. Thanks. Noel, thank you for tuning in. And Valachi Cariola says, I'm 100% Shanghai will survive this, learn and adapt. Yeah, for sure. Shanghai is an amazing city, obviously, and we will get through this. So now we've been talking for a lot. Let's watch one of our performances from last Sunday, Alex, our online concert?
I don't think it was Sunday. It was.
Why do I keep saying Sunday?
I don't know. I think it was literally a week. I think it was Tuesday. I think it was a week ago today. If I remember, it was on April 5th. So it was a week ago today, if I remember correctly. So last Tuesday.
Okay. So we held an online concert with people, ordinary people, and some extraordinary people who were under lockdown in Shanghai, and gave us a bit of a musical performance. So today we're going to check out one of those, and when we get back, we're going to chat with a volunteer who's been working every day here in Shanghai on the front lines. Let's check it out.
All right.
And to Thomas Hood's song, which he has written himself.
Yes, sir. Okay.
My songs help me right on my past wrongs. Saint Elliot, please take me to a place I can't yet see. I wrote some songs, but I didn't yet know how to form diminished chords or use false notes, but I've been listening to either or 300 times on my way to work. So maybe now I'll understand how to write a song. Saint Elliot, must I be addicted to stuff and walking in my sleep? Saint Elliot, I'm not prepared. If that's what greatness is, then I'm just scared. I heard you thought you were being watched, ate nothing but ice cream for several months, but I've been listening to EXO 200 times on my way back from work. So maybe now I'll understand a bit what it's like to be in your head. And though I could never change all the things you gave us today, I hope that I won't let you down. Rest in the ground. Oh.
That was awesome. It's a nice memory seeing our concert that we held online, Alex. I think that was actually our highest rating show as well. Oh, you're on mute.
Did it again. All right, I'll have to check that. Anyway, we did see a lot of interesting people do a lot of interesting shows. They played their own songs, other songs. They showed a lot of their talents. That one that we just saw today, Thomas is there, I particularly like because it's in tribute to Elliott Smith, who is one of my favorite singer-songwriters. And so we kind of bonded over that, and that was pretty cool to see. And so I enjoyed that concert, and it's great seeing it again as well.
Yeah, and we will bring you guys one performance per day while we still have them. We had 17 performers actually who were coming live from their homes here in Shanghai under lockdown with performances like the one we just saw, which is obviously pretty awesome. So yeah, I missed a little bit of news just before actually that since the 1st of March, more than 20,000 people have been discharged from designated or makeshift hospitals. Quite a large number, but obviously there's a whole lot more waiting to come out. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see that people are coming out. Again, I know a few people who have obviously our colleague and her husband, but also some other folks who have been able to test negative twice over a 48-hour period. Some people there for longer than others. Obviously, there's no telling about how long it will take for your body to fight off the virus and then test negative once the virus is at low enough levels. But it's really good to see that people are getting out. And I do want to mention one more time, because I have seen a lot of talk about this, instances of this happening on social media. And I just want to reiterate that as of a few days ago, the new policy came out that neighborhood committees are no longer allowed to keep released patients who are released from quarantine out of their neighborhoods. There were reports, for those of you who haven't heard about this, of neighborhood committees and residents and communities voting to keep people who are released from quarantine out of their own houses, but the authorities have come out and said that is no longer allowed. If you are released from quarantine for testing negative, you're negative, you don't have COVID anymore, and you're allowed back in your communities, and your neighbors or the Juehui is not allowed to tell you otherwise. And so make sure that you keep that in mind if you do end up, unfortunately, getting positive, being tested positive, for COVID and getting let out. Make sure that everyone understands that you are allowed to go back in your house and they can't keep you out.
Yeah, very important information there. We did hear a couple of stories, obviously not many, but
Right.
One is too many, of people who were released from, like Alex says, from central quarantine, and they've returned 2 negative tests. They're no longer positive for COVID-19 and were rejected by their Juehui, their neighborhood committees, which is illegal. That can't happen. So keep that in mind. And thanks, Alex, for pointing that out again. Now we're going to bring in our next guest, who is actually a high school student, a local high school student here in Shanghai, who has obviously been under lockdown. But recently, their compound was was put into the precautionary, the green stage, which means they are now allowed to head outside, which is really good news. I think this is going to work. Let's try and bring him in. It is Yang Tianbao. Yang Tianbao, can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, very clear. Hey, can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you've been doing during the lockdown so far?
Well, actually, correction, I'm not a high school student. I'm a middle school student.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm in grade 9 right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a middle school student. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing during the lockdown then? Studying or?
Basically just studying and exercising. Oh, and like playing Genshin. Otherwise, I don't think I have a lot to do.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, what are sort of your study requirements during the lockdown? What have you been doing? Are you required to do a lot of studying? What's your class and school situation like right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. What is
Okay.
Live TV, folks. Can you hear us?
Sorry. Yeah, I can't hear you, but I can't.
Your camera. Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm back.
I'll ask again if you didn't hear me. I'll say,
Yeah.
So what is your studying situation? Are you required to do a lot of study? What is your class situation like right now?
Well, I am approaching like the middle school like graduation exam, so I can't say that my work is like little to none, but I think I'm able to cope with it, and I am like pretty pretty easily dealing with that sort of stuff.
Good.
That's awesome. It looks like you have a lot of support also because you have your family there that we can see in the background. So we heard your community has had no cases for the past 14 days. That means you're technically allowed to go outside in your sub-district. Have you been outside yet?
No, because we have just been in the green zone for like 10 hours, I think. And in that time, I've just been studying because schoolwork.
Right.
But I would like to go outside. I think it is nice to have a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, hopefully the weather's nice tomorrow. You can get down and enjoy some sunshine and get some fresh air for sure. Do you have any? It seems like you're doing really, really well under lockdown. Do you have any tips or any hints for other students under lockdown? What is the best sort of things that a student can do if they're locked down at home?
Oh, just like stay motivated. It's going to end someday, right? And you're going to be in real life and meeting friends in real life. And if you are, unfortunately, really stuck in home or something like that, well, just like use social media. It's our school allows us to do that. It is a way for us to connect, and sure, it's fun as long as you don't spend like 10 hours on it.
It's really good advice. I agree completely.
Awesome, Tianbao. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. Good luck with your study. And do let us know how you get along when you go outside finally. Thank you so much.
Okay,
good luck on your exam.
Bye.
Good luck on your exam. See ya.
Bye-bye. Yeah, thanks. Nice remand short.
That's awesome. So obviously we're really desperate to get outside after being locked down for 12 days now. But he just said he has been in the green zone. We showed you before, I'll bring it up again, for about 10 hours. And he hasn't rushed outside. So obviously not everyone's desperate to get out into the fresh air.
He seems to be a quite dedicated student. That's good. Of course, learning more about his situation as he told it. So at the end of this school year, he has to take a really, really important exam at the end of middle school before high school. So at the end of Chuzhong before Gaozhong, which is a really important exam. I think it's probably the second most important exam other than the Gaokao, which he'll take in 3 years. And so I assume he's really gearing up for that, and definitely wishing him the best of luck, because I know that that's a stressful time for any teenage student.
Yeah, Gaokao is definitely tough. I think it's right up there. That exam can really make or break a student. So good on him for sticking to it, preparing well, even though, like you said, he's got another 3 years. And it looks like he has a lot of family support too, so that's awesome. We have some comments. Jay in Oz said, go on, have dinner, don't mind us. Obviously, they're talking about our guest. And somebody else said, I guess they're eating in the kitchen. I think a lot of apartments in Shanghai have a kitchen dining area kind of together. So it's kind of together, kind of separated, kind of not. But yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah, and the kitchen's right over there. And the sort of the living room is here, but the dining table is kind of centrally located. So yeah, it makes sense. I'm just sitting on the sofa, so you can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smaller living spaces here in Shanghai, 25.6 million people. So yeah, we make do with what we've got. Actually, I don't mind it. Now we have another comment here from Johan Bijou George, who says, love from India. That is through YouTube. Thank you so much for watching and keeping up. Somebody says Gaokao is not important. Li Ziqi earns millions without Gaokao.
You know who that is? Do you know Li Ziqi?
Yeah, it's true. Somebody asked me, why don't we interview Li Ziqi? It's like, I really don't think Li Ziqi is going to be coming for an interview with us anytime soon, probably.
So just briefly, Li Ziqi, if you don't know who she is, she lives not in Shanghai. She lives in another part of China, and she has sort of very natural cooking show. It's based out of it's fresh. It's a really awesome show. Yeah, it's true. Well, you know what that tells you? That tells you that education is extremely important, but there are maybe other ways to go for some people. So that means, maybe if you don't get the best score in your Gaokao, that doesn't mean you have to give up on life. All right. So
exactly.
That person does make a good point.
Yes, there are other ways. But yeah, Li Ziqi, totally. She is I think she's the most famous, the Chinese with the most fans on YouTube. So that's
so, yeah.
an amazing feat. Really amazing videos. But yeah, I don't think she's going to be on our show anytime soon. No offense to our show, obviously, but she's up there. But yeah, thank you guys for your comments. Do keep them coming in. Now we are going to switch to the volunteer we were going to connect with before, which is Dennis, who is volunteering, obviously, here in Shanghai. Dennis, can you hear us?
Nope, we can't hear you.
Oh, your mic might be on mute. Oh, you're on mute. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
can you hear us?
Yes, good. Yes.
Great.
Nice to see you. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing during the quarantine?
I'm Kirakoto. I'm Dennis from China. I live in Auckland from 2017 and 2018. Now I'm a volunteer supporting my community when it was locked down from 27 in March. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, so how many hours a day are you doing volunteer work, and what sort of jobs do you have to do as a volunteer? What are you helping people with?
Definitely, I work 4 hours to 6 hours per day. I district in the public zone and my flat 2 times per day. Pick up my neighbors' orders from out for the block and clean the orders when I send to my neighbors. Organize my neighbor my neighbor to join the nuclear test and help them out of the crash. Yeah, this is my community. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in the video now we're seeing your community there. This is video you sent us this morning. Thank you for that. There's a lot of packages there, and also I know you have to wear some PPE, some protective gear, but it's really hot in Shanghai lately. So I'm wondering, how does it feel with all that gear?
Oh my God! You know, today I joined the PCR code scan, and before I walk, I cannot drink a lot of water. But after walk, oh my gosh, it's look like I haven't had a drink in 100 years. Very hot. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's very hot. I think it got to like 35 degrees yesterday. So wearing that gear is tough.
Yeah, gotta be really brutal with that suit on in the hot and the heat. I just want to ask, so what do you think in Shanghai is the biggest issue or problem in your mind from your experience? What's the biggest issue that people of Shanghai are facing right now?
Definitely. Today, when I work for scan the PRC code, the server shut down in an hour. Everyone waited for scan the barcode, but the PDA didn't stop because I think in early morning, lots of people use that PDA. The server shut down. I don't know why, but some people are very angry and shocked one mind. But I say, don't worry, we waiting for, and all the nurse waiting for the system can use. Yeah. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all reliant on those QR codes. If the system breaks down, it's not a good thing. Hey, Dennis, do you have anything else you want to say to our viewers today?
I think still you use Mori language, Kiakaha Shanghai. Please stay home and stay safe. Yeah.
Awesome. So he said Kia kaha, which is obviously because Dennis lived in New Zealand for a little while. Kia kaha means stay strong. It's like jayo. Dennis, thank you so much. Good luck with your volunteer work, and we'll talk to you later on.
Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, this is his Xiaoqu here now that he filmed this morning. I saw some nice footage of some homeless cats there. Shanghai has a huge homeless cat population, so they've been feeding them as well. And Dennis has been doing a lot of tough work in the community there. It's not easy. So thank you so much, Dennis, and to all the other volunteers in Shanghai and all around China, all around the world, working to battle.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned the stray cats, the homeless cats. In my neighborhood, which we have a large complex, and so there's a lot of space in between the buildings, and we have a very large homeless cat population. And a lot of times the local aunties and grandmas will feed the cats. They have a little area in the middle of the compound that the cats usually gather and sleep at night. And I'm sort of wondering maybe if the volunteers are helping them out, or I'm not really sure about what's happening with them. So thoughts to the stray cats of my neighborhood, and let's hope we can get back downstairs so that the aunties can keep feeding you. I might throw in some of my extra cat food. Well, I'm actually kind of running low, but anyway, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if it works out. It is for the homeless cat.
I make that point just because, Shanghai is an animal-friendly city. I know we did obviously have a negative story recently about the treatment of a particular animal, but I do want to stress that Shanghai is a pet-loving city. You see rumors floating, they're killing all the animals. They're not doing that, as you can see here. And so, yeah, definitely Shanghai is a pet-loving city. So obviously we are concerned about all the pets and even the stray animals, of course, here in the city. But there's no mass, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. I want to get off that subject because it is quite sad. I feel a bit upset for the homeless cats in Shanghai who can't get fed right now. Obviously, a lot of people in Shanghai do care for those cats, feed them every day. So yeah, they'll be going through a bit of a tough time, which isn't nice. Now I want to bring you guys across to shine.cn, which is the official Shanghai Daily website, shine.cn, where you can find a lot of the latest news and updates, updated every day in English language, multiple times through the day actually. So do check that out if you get a chance. But for now, I want to quickly put on a video from our reporter, Zhou Shengjie, or Jack, who went out, like I said before, to see exactly what people are buying when they finally are free and allowed out onto the streets, if they're in the precautionary green area. So let's take a look at that and we'll come back.
今天这边排队想来买些什么？可乐。
我想看看有没有快乐水可以买。小朋友没有新鲜的牛奶可以吃了，对，然后还有也是点调料啊什么的，家里没了嘛。
好。
牛奶大概多少多少？
牛奶1个礼拜了。啊，对啊。
想买一颗面包啥物事，我早上能吃的，对吧？
都一直没吃过面包，交关辰光没吃面包。
面包快嘛，也不用你早上这样就抓起来，你吃口面包，然后喝口水，你就可以去上岗了嘛。
牛奶吧，如果有的话。
其他呢？
速食品，我们那个小区现在是防范区，说可以在附近的街道走一走。
Like I said, Alex, a lot of people are really waiting to drink Coca-Cola.
Yes, and eat their instant noodles and every other thing. I got a couple boxes of instant noodles on a Twine Go recently, so that's good. But yeah, it's just the simple things. I can only speak for my neighborhood in particular. I'm not sure about how the Juwei in different neighborhoods is doing it. For us, they're really trying to restrict, for better or worse. They're really trying to restrict the items that we group by to quote unquote essential things. And so it's tough for us to get things that we would like to have, like as the one lady mentioned, spices and seasonings and coffee, chocolate, Coca-Cola, whatever sort of things that you're looking for. And so hopefully as these stores begin to open up a little bit, obviously if you're lucky and end up in the green zone, that doesn't mean that every store and every restaurant and every establishment in your neighborhood is going to be open. They'll still be few and far between, but hopefully there'll be a couple, and you can, just like these people, pop down to the convenience store, the supermarket, and pick up some things that you need to restock on. And definitely also, just in case that another case, if you are in the green zone, it doesn't necessarily mean it's permanent. So if another case in your neighborhood, make sure to stock up on the things. You don't have to panic buy or anything, but make sure to stock up on the things that you might need to have if you were to have to go back into another 14 days of lockdown. So make sure you have all of those little things that you need. I know that I don't know about you, Andy, but for me, I kind of thought about a lot of the things that I was going to need prior to lockdown. And so, but it's the small things. It was the soy sauce and the salt, stuff like that I ended up running out of. That I hadn't thought of, because of course we originally thought the lockdown was going to be 4 days, and now we're on day 12, and so some of those things I ran out of. So if you're in one of those neighborhoods, scoop up some stuff like that you have found that you're missing.
Yeah, I think it's very important. You make a good point. A lot of people, especially with Tuangou, the group buying, have been able to secure larger things like eggs, rice, noodles, pork, fruit and vegetables, but it's those little things that are hard to come by if you're trying to order from lockdown, if you're not allowed to leave home. Like Alex said, soy sauce, salt, sugar, things like that. One of the things I ran out of really quickly was 火锅底料的火锅 Yeah, because if you have, bits and pieces, pork, eggs, whatever, it's all very well, but if it doesn't have any seasoning or any flavor, it's going to be tough if you're locked down. So yeah, I agree, Alex. If you do manage to get into the green area, keep in mind that it is not necessarily forever. If you get another case in your community, you'll be back to square one, back to lockdown, not able to leave home. So do use that opportunity to grab some important supplies, sugar, hot chocolate, coffee, milk, things like that might be harder to buy under the
the biggest one for me is that I ran out of xiaomi jiao. Do you know what I'm talking about? The little Thai style red chili peppers, the extra hot chili peppers.
Oh, yeah.
In our house, we love eating really spicy food, and so we didn't anticipate needing to stock up on them, and we've really almost run out. So we're really rationing those, and so hopefully we'll either find a way to get more, or maybe we'll have to wait until we get to the green zone as well.
So are you 怕不辣？不怕辣，怕不辣？
我不怕 No, 我一点都不怕 I love spicy food, not afraid.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm 怕不辣. I'm worried if it's not spicy. So yeah, it's really important if you love spicy food, 怕不辣, to have those supplies. Hey, just quickly, some more messages that have come through, comments rather. Wu Zhao says, thanks to everyone in Shanghai and other cities for struggling to keep us all safe. I haven't really looked at it that way, but yeah, lockdowns are keeping the virus from spreading to other areas. So it's a really good point there. Oh, a lot of comments coming through. Thank you guys. If I don't get your comment up, do thank you for posting one, and we will be back again, obviously tomorrow and every day until the lockdown is over. So thank you guys for commenting. I'll just quickly take a look at our WeChat group. Somebody says Shanghai 加油, Shanghai 加油, here kaha. How do you, Alex? This is a question, a Chinese question. How do you translate 加油?
It's hard. Go. Yeah. Let's go.
Go for it.
Just sort of like a chant. For example, at sporting events, the fans will also say that to the athletes. So it's just kind of like, let's go, something like that.
Right. 加油, 加油, go, go, go. I do notice that a lot of Chinese people translate it to fighting, and they keep telling people that. I don't really get it. That's not right. Stop saying that, you guys. Anyway, but yeah, Shanghai 加油. We do hope, obviously, the people in Shanghai, including us, can continue to fight through this situation. Anything else we need to check out or haven't remembered to talk about today, Alex?
Not that I'm aware of. I did want to just mention obviously I've been having different sporting hats, clothes, and shirts. I've got the 2 NBA jerseys up today because the NBA playoffs, as many of you know, if you're basketball fans, starts tonight/tomorrow morning. And so I'm excited for that. So I've got my NBA jerseys up here.
Nice.
Grizzlies, so I hope that they do well. But I really enjoy basketball. So that is one sort of silver lining on the cloud of this lockdown, is that I do get to stay at home and watch a lot of the NBA action, because as the playoffs roll around. So for my fellow NBA fans and basketball fans in here, look forward to that.
Nice. That's not me, but yeah, I do. I understand. Kevin says 加油, 加油. Yeah, that's what it is. And Royston says 加油 means add oil. It does literally mean add oil. But obviously it has another meaning, which is like add oil to the fire, push on, keep going, things like that.
I think of it as like adding like petrol or gasoline, right? Like shrio, like when you 加油, like when you're driving your car and you go to the petrol station or the gas station and you add gas to your car, that's called jiayo. So when I think about it, it's like that. Or of course, the gas pedal on the car that you press is called the youmen, right? So it means like kind of hit the gas and go. Kind of what it means. I think that's how I
keep going, keep moving forward. 继续奋斗. Manzana says 我是地球人. I'm
me too.
Someone from the planet Earth. Yeah, we all are. So yeah. Anyway, enough messages, you guys. Thank you so much for the comments. If you're whether you're watching on Shanghai Daily's WeChat group, Shanghai Daily's YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, or Reports on China YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We will see you again as usual tomorrow, and we will leave you with this beautiful view, a live view of Shanghai's Lujiazui. See you guys later.
See you tomorrow.